Affairs Minister Dr Aaron Motsoaledi says there's only, or rather over 300,000 uncollected IDs at the offices across the country. Motsoaledi handed over temporary IDs at Good Hope informal settlement in Germiston to ensure that people are able to vote in the local government elections. The Home Affairs offices are opened this weekend with operation hours also extended. Our reporter Germiston has more.
Home Affairs Minister Dr Aaron Motsoaledi has handed out temporary ID documents in the East Rand, and this of course following residents here losing some of their belongings due to a shack fire. And to give us details about what he's done today, but also really how things are going at Home Affairs offices, seeing that they are open this weekend, I am joined by Dr Aaron Motsoaledi, the Home Affairs Minister. Thank you so much for your time, Minister. Let's start off with today you handed out these certificates. Of course, this is an important thing to be done as people head to the votes on the 1st of November.
Indeed, because as you know, fire is an accident. We were told of 35 shacks which were involved in fire, where ID documents burned. The municipality gave us that list, but a list of 90 names out of those 35 shacks who have lost their IDs. But only 12 pieced up because we brought these mobile units to help them so that they could apply for temporary identification certificates which are acceptable for purposes of voting. But also at the same time, they applied for smart cards, which will come in the next 5 to 13 days. But for now, as you have seen, we have given them their temporary identification certificates. They can go and vote. But apart from these 12 who pitched up, other 2 members of community just took advantage to come here and apply for their smart card, and the applications were also accepted.
Minister, we do know that Home Affairs offices are open. There are concerns from the department, from yourself, that there are IDs that are lying at Home Affairs offices and they have not been collected. How are things going at your offices? We went to about 3 this morning.
If you remember, during the 18th and the 19th of September, the registration weekend, there were 370 IDs that were not collected. We sent SMSs to all their owners, the applicants, all of them. And it was the second time we're sending an SMS to the same people to come and collect. But only 10,000 pitched up. And I think later others still pitched up because now at the moment we have got only 331,000, no longer 370,000. I hear there's an advert here on TV that is advertising 400,000 IDs that are in Home Affairs. We actually are left with 331 now, which people must still come and collect. And to us, we are puzzled why people apply for IDs and are not coming to collect them.
And have you tried to get to the bottom of that as to why people are now getting these IDs or applying for them and they've just really not collected them at this stage?
We agreed in Home Affairs after the registration weekend and this election that let's wait a bit, because we went on an advertising campaign. As I'm saying, the radio is advertising continuously. We send them SMSs. After this election, we're going to go and dig deeper, dive deep, and find out who are these people. Why do they apply for IDs and not come for them? Remember, IDs are not only for elections. Some people are saying, no, a person who is not economically active doesn't need an ID. But an ID is needed for many other things in life. Firstly, they need it to apply for the social relief grant, 350 rand. If indeed they are economically inactive, they need that. But they will also need them to apply for child support grant for their children. They will also need them to apply for foster care, for old age grant if they are old. I think even people in Stockfells, some form of ID is needed. They also need them when they go to collect death certificate of maybe beloved ones who have died. They also need an ID to apply for a birth certificate of a child. So I can go on and on for things which you can't do without an ID. So it's very surprising why people should... I don't buy the story of economically inactive, because it can't be that you are a human being. You are not involved in any of these activities that I've spoken about. That's why we're going to go deeper to find out exactly what's going on, what's happening.
For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Germiston in the East Rand.